abstract. Yeah, it's complicated. What you say, the way you act, well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there is a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. How it hurts to see you smile, like a dagger in me. She just seems so juvenile. I just want it to be me. I wanna set your world on fire. Oh, you're so sure I'll stick around. Oh, my heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there is a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. Oh, even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be.
Hey everyone, it's Justine. Welcome to the Card Maker Success Summit for Saturday. I think I'm the first one, so welcome everyone and thanks for getting up in the morning to come and watch. I'm looking forward to chatting with all of you. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Justine Hovey, and my presentation is all about hot foiling techniques that you rarely see. So I've taken it from the basic hot foiling and just showed you a couple more things that you can do with your hot foil machine. And yeah. That's pretty much it. I've got my cards all here and ready to go. And then there's kind of the bonus with the reverse foiling. And so if you have any questions today about crafting, about hot foiling, you're on the fence about hot foiling, I can talk for days about hot foiling. But forewarning, I will probably try and talk you into it because it's one of my favorite techniques. Yeah, so what is your most used tool in your craft room? Thanks, Suzette. My most used, I think, honestly, now it's probably my die cutting machine, my Platinum 6 machine. Close second would be my Misty stamping tool. They're the ones I use pretty much every time I craft. So as much as I love hot foiling, it's not something I do on every card. So yeah, those are the two tools that I use most often. What inspires you to come up with your new products? Yeah, so I have a paper crafting line called It's Just Paper, just for Justine, it's just paper. And I make stamps, die stencils, that kind of stuff with a few releases per year that's available exclusively through Craft Stash. And I am inspired by travel a lot of the times, most of the times, and just things I do in everyday life. So recently I just had a book release that was all like, book dies and things and book pun stamps and things like that, because I love to read. But a lot of the times it's just things that remind me of home when it comes to winter, because I'm from Canada originally. And yeah, just anything that kind of comes up in travel, colors, patterns, all of that kind of stuff. We see all your new projects, but we know that you have been blessed with a new baby. Did you start teaching to manage the balance? How am I doing? Oh, well, thanks for asking. Yes, new baby. He's nearly 4 months now. I haven't stopped teaching. I'm on maternity leave, but I still do my business in the background. So I haven't stopped teaching, and we'll see how it goes the next couple of years while I'm on maternity leave and if I go back or not. I'll always go back in some way, I think, but yeah. I love teaching, even if it's card making or students. What is your preferred paper weight and type for everyday card making? Um, Paper weight is not something I ever really truly understand. I know that there's like 80 pound and 110 pound, but I think it comes to like the GSM as to actually what it matters because I notice all my 80 pound paper weights are all kind of different feelings. So most of the time I just work with Nina Solar White cardstock. And for colored cardstock, I work with Concord and Ninth. So I generally only use the 80 pound. I think Concord and Ninth is 80 pound, 100 pound. I'm not too sure what their line is, but that's the colored cardstock I generally go to. Can you use regular dyes with the foiling system? You can use regular dyes. The only thing with regular dyes, though, let me show you. So here is your die cut, right? So this is like an alphabet die that I just recently have. If I were to foil this, it would only foil those really small die lines. So yes, you can use this to foil, but the lines are going to be, what are they, like a millimeter, if that? So it's going to be very extremely fine lines, and it's only going to foil the die where it would normally cut in a die cutting machine. So I don't use my die cuts. I don't think many of them don't look great when you do that. But things like cover dies, basic shapes, those ones you definitely can pull out and use and might be worth your time. Thank you very much, Mandy. I appreciate it. I try. What ink do you prefer for blending? Okay, so there's two. And the reason why I'm saying two is because I find if you're a beginner blender, what is really helpful is, first of all, using an ink that doesn't sink into the paper right away. And those are usually dye inks. So if you go for something like a distress oxide ink or a pigment ink, it's going to be more forgiving because it stays on the surface longer and stays wet longer. So if you get a harsh line or something like that, you can buff it out. Nowadays, though, there are all the fancy blending tools out there with the really soft bristles and soft brushes. So I find it's a lot easier to ink blend than it was in the past when you were just using the blending tools with the foam. And so I personally, because I have a lot of practice in ink blending, I'll ink blend with any ink, to be honest with you, which usually it's my Catherine Pooler because they're right there. So you can ink blend pretty much with any dye ink and any pigment ink. It just depends on how quickly they dry and how good you are with keeping a steady hand. Do you spend time doing some art when traveling? What kind of supplies do you take with you? I do. I wouldn't say like if I'm doing a big vacation or something that's really busy, I don't usually take anything with me. I usually take that time to just like take in everything and be inspired by the things around me so I can go home and make fun things. But when I take like weekend trips or, go to the mountains or something like that, then I will usually take something that's easy to transport. I'll take some coloring or maybe my watercolors, or I'll take some Copic markers. Oftentimes I take a class from Elise from Kit and Clowder. She was a presenter during the summit, I think on the first day. I'll print off one of her images and just take those markers or those pencils with me and get that image colored. So yeah, I don't really like to color on cards because it takes a really long time, but I do like to color images and learn about coloring. So usually I'll take something like that. What about foiling inspires you to be so enthusiastic about it? I think it's because I like shiny things, but I don't like glitter because glitter gets everywhere. So I really, if you look at my cards, I use a ton of golds and silvers and things and metallics. And so foiling just kind of gives me that look in any color. So I really love it. I also think it gives it a really like finished professional look, which some people don't like because they say, it kind of takes out the creativity of it. It takes out the handmade look of it. But I love the finished look of it. I think it looks great. What brand foils do you prefer or would recommend for the glimmer system? Basically, can you use any foil? You can't use any foil. There are two different types of foil. One is dedicated, the foil is dedicated for using with like a laminator. Those brands are like Deco Foil, the GNAK foil, Brutus Monroe, anything made kind of with thermal web. And then you have foil that goes for your hot foiling. And that would be things like Spellbinders, Crafter's Companion. I think Heidi Swap. No, Heidi Swap is the laminator. Yeah, so I generally just use Spellbinders. I bought a whole bunch of them, and foil lasts kind of forever. It takes me a really long time to get through a roll. So yeah, I'm happy with the foil I have. Don't fix anything that isn't broke, as Laurel Beard says. Do you need a special die cutting machine for foiling? Would a Cuttlebug work? I don't believe the Cuttlebug is compatible. If you have the Spellbinders Glimmer hot foil machine, that is compatible with a lot of different machines on the market. So the idea is it's got to give enough pressure when you put the hot foiling machine through. And it's got to be obviously wide enough and big enough and put the right pressure. So the Spellbinders one has a whole list on their website of which ones they're compatible with, and it's a long list. Whereas Crafter's Companion foil system, I don't remember what it's called, Foil Press, I think it's called, is exclusive to their line. So like Gemini, Gemini Junior, that type of thing. I began foiling by using toner images I made with my printer and laminating machine. Is there a big difference if you use one of the new hot foil machines? Um, I recall if I have the toner, I'm trying to remember. Do they? I think they scratch like fairly easily if you like scratch over it. Um, Also with the hot foiling machine, it does put a little bit of an indent, like a deboss into your cardstock. That would be one of the differences as well. But if you have a laminator and you're happy with it and you're printing your own things with toner ink or you're buying pre-printed toner sheets and you're satisfied with that, then hot foil machines aren't super necessary. Yeah, you can be definitely happy with what you have. Oh, thank you very much, Cindy. Yeah, I pre-filmed a lot before I had the baby, to kind of get me through the first couple months, and now I'm back to creating content in real time. And yeah, it's not always easy, but most of the time I can get videos up and done. My favorite embossing powder and adhesive. My favorite adhesive, I use Nuvo Deluxe adhesive and the Tombow one in the green bottle. Both of them I really like, and they're available in Europe. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't tried like Barely Arts or the Art Glitter Glue that everybody kind of recommends, because you can't get it here. And my favorite embossing powder, I generally use Wow. I also like Brutus Monroe embossing powders, and I have a few from Ranger. They have a couple like silver, pearl, and copper are two of my favorites, that I really like. I think they're really unique colors to them. What is the combination for the glimmer foil and using the Better Press letter press? Okay, so good question, because I actually just filmed something and it'll be out on March 25th, I believe, but I'll show you some of the cards that I created. So you can use the Better Press. Let me find a Better Press plate here. That's not a Better Press, that's a foil plate. Okay, so here's a Better Press plate. That one, there we go. You can use the Better Press plate in your hot foiling machine. So you can put this through and foil it. And what I love about these plates is that they're super detailed. So that's really nice, compared to the hot foil plates. The only thing is you can't use a hot foil plate in your Better Press machine. It's not recommended by Spellbinders. I've done it. It hasn't broke my machine, but I'm just telling you that it's not recommended, not that you break your Better Press machine. But essentially, I'll just show you two examples. I just did yesterday. I think the stamp comes out tomorrow, but I'm sure it's fine that I'm showing you. This is a Better Press plate, so it looks like a stamped background. The only thing is it's textured. And this is the same plate using hot foils. So you can hot foil your Better Press plates, which is pretty cool. So I'm not the most like major fan of the Better Press machine, because I always say like it's good. It's a good machine. It does what it says it's going to do. If you like texture on your cards, by all means, love the Better Press machine. But to me, to invest in all new plates for the machine, to only get like just a little bit of texture that doesn't show up well on video, it's hard for me to show it. So it's not my favorite thing in the whole world, but it's fun. And I'm definitely going to continue investing in the Better Press plates because I can use them in my hot foiling. So yeah. That's my take on the Better Press machine. How do you store your foil? I find the rolls take up so much room. A shoebox, no, a photo box is what I use. I use this here. That's it. And then if I fill up my foil or my box, I don't buy any more foil. I always have about 4 rolls of gold on hand though, because I use gold and silver most often. So yeah, that's how I store it. Nothing special. Will you be doing the 12 Days of Christmas cards again this year or any other holiday theme? Yes, Catherine, I will be doing the 12 Days of Christmas this year. I'm also doing another event in the beginning of July that is the same style as the 12 Days of Christmas, but with birthday cards. So lots of inspiration coming, lots of events. I also have the Paper Crafters Get Organized Summit that's coming up in April. You can go to papercraftersgetorganized.com and you can sign up to get notified about when that opens for registration, and the Stress-Free Card Making Summit. So all sorts of things coming this year, really busy, and lots of events and lots of time to bring you lots of inspiration. So yeah, thanks for asking. I had a lot of fun at the 12 Days Christmas. If I decided to go for a hot foil machine, which would you recommend? Anita, I would just get the one that is compatible with your die cutting machine. You don't want to have to go buy a new die cutting machine just because of the foil machine. So I've heard good things about both of them. I mean, I have the Spellbinders one myself, and then I haven't heard anything bad about the Crafter's Companion one though. So if you have a Gemini, pick that one up. If you have Spellbinders, I believe the Big Shot, the Switch, those ones all are compatible with the Spellbinders one, and the Geminis with the foil press one. So just make the decision based on your die cutting machine. Oh, yay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Just if you download my freebie, you'll automatically kind of get put into my newsletter, and then just stay a newsletter subscriber and you'll get all the information about the 12 days when it comes in October. All right, bring on the questions. Last few minutes. This way goes by so fast. It's crazy. Oh, there are no questions. That's okay. That's okay. Yep. So if you want to give hot foiling a try, make sure just do hot foiling, just the very basics of hot foiling. Run the foil through, get the settings right with your paper. Don't forget, if you're ever getting results with your hot foil machine that have, not the greatest results. You can even see on mine, I have on this particular one, not the greatest impression. Just keep practicing with your foil and keep using the same paper. If the paper is working for you, keep using the same paper. See if you need to add a cardstock shim to your mix, because if you think about it, when you're putting through the sandwich of the foiling machine, your paper is always a different thickness. So there's always going to be a different pressure on your foil plate. So I always find it's really helpful to use the same brand of cardstock when you're hot foiling, so that you always know, okay, with this brand of cardstock, I just put it through the machine as described, or I only need one piece of paper as a shim. And then, go from there. Have fun. Don't expect it to be perfect every single time. It's handmade, not Hallmark. Yes. So does my VIP include all your classes like organizing? Yes. So hi, Melissa. Yes, my VIP program at JustineHoveyClasses.com is $9 a month, $95 a year. And you get access to every one of my courses that I make. So that includes the technique resource binder, which is a $100 course. Get stamps now what 34 cards, one stamp, or one paper pack, all of those things, plus exclusive videos every month, live classes 8 times per year, 2 annual crops, all sorts of bonuses and free downloads. It's a huge value for little money, because I like to make things for crafters on a budget. So yeah, VIP program is definitely a whole lot of fun, and you get all my classes. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. I appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of the summit. Again, find me over at JustineHoveyClasses.com. That you get all sorts of free downloads. There's courses available, my VIP membership, that kind of thing. And download my freebie so you get hooked up to my newsletter where I announce new events. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.